Zimmerman? More like Zimmer win.
Oh, yeah!
Welcome to SourceFed, Hype Man Edition.
Hype Man Edition!
In a case that was never exactly black and white, George Zimmerman was found not guilty by a jury of his peers. Both the defense and the prosecution made their cases, and the jury was left to come up with one verdict for Zimmerman's second-degree murder trial. And they did, and then the outrage of masses across the internet cried out in unison, causing fracture tears within the fabric of social media.
Fracture tears within the fabric of social media!
Without going too far into the plethora of details, suffice it to say that the second-degree murder charge was always the more difficult thing to prove, especially beyond reasonable doubt. Prosecution's missteps from the beginning perforated this case, while the defense had the law, if not public opinion, on its side.
Michael Band, a top Florida defense lawyer, stated trials, for better or worse, are not morality plays. The prosecution had very little evidence from the beginning to prove that Zimmerman was not acting in self-defense. And in the land of theoretically innocent until proven reasonably guilty, a lack of evidence in a high-profile case doesn't do any favors.
Zimmerman always claimed that he shot Trayvon Martin after Martin knocked him on the ground, punched him, straddled him, then slammed his head into the concrete. And when the defense's cool and collected forensics expert agreed with that testimony, it was pretty much done for.
And regardless of the verdict, one thing remains known by both parties. Trayvon Martin was shot and killed that night. When this news broke, it caused an outpouring of racial slurs, qualifiers, and anger. And that's sad. It's sad that fear and intolerance can cause conflicts like the one that happened between Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman. And then that fear and intolerance can be echoed by us and everyone.
And the reaction itself can be sort of this weird mirror image. Yeah, race is just another way that people put themselves into groups, and putting yourself in a group leads to isolation, which leads to fear of the other, whoever that may be. And I just wish that when things like this happen, the things that emphasize the lines that divide us, we could actually use them to come together, to show the world that we as a nation can rise above the vitriol and just come together a little bit.
Oh yeah, come together right now over me. That's a Beatles song.
Beautiful. And empathy is hard because we're spoon-fed our opinions by the media. Look at the crimes in this nation and the ones that receive the spotlight. Why aren't we outraged over black-on-black crimes like we are when the races are different? Why are we only concerned when the races are different and the result, murder, is the same?
We're so worried to not be individually considered racist that we haven't even tried to look at this situation from the other side. It's like we're too prideful about our own tolerance that we don't even attempt to actually practice tolerance. We just give tolerance lip service and then wonder why defending ourselves just reinforces the us/them mentality.
Us/them mentality?
Deep-seated subtle racism wrapped in pseudo-martyrdom!
Choosing sides to further demonstrate an inherent problem that goes beyond this particular case!
Consuming the commercially driven media's accounts while dismissing being objective!
So tell us where you stand with this whole situation in the comment section down below.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click this annotation for more stories. My name's Joe Beretta.
His name is Joe Beretta!
His name's Elliot Morgan.
Yeah. I'm Elliot Morgan!
There you go. I should have hyped for you.
It's good.
It's weird when you're your own hype man.
Yeah.
Then you're just yelling.